another video today. Today's video is the last story until the end of the Venom symbiote. Not the Venom symbiote, the God symbiote, whatever. I hope you guys like the story. It's gonna be a little bit of ASMR. Never remember the name, but let's get into it. The story of the resurrection during World War II. Izuku, the Empire of the Five Nations, was never been into war much, unless someone tried to conquer them at least. Izuku was sitting with us, not really wanting to fight in wars unless something bad was going to happen to his people. And surely not, something bad was going to happen to his people. The outside has known of Africa and what happened to it. How it changed into the Five Nation Army, the Five Nation Empire. An empire so strong as they use mythical beast in war. Izuku knows how people see them. Devils, demons, sorcerers, people that should be killed off. Sure, there was conflict during World War II. Izuku was resurrected around 4 years before World War II started. He was resurrected during the Great Depression, where his country shared so many resources with other countries, just so that all families could live in peace and harmony. Germany surely suffered a lot. After all, during this timeline, Germany suffered the most. Izuku tried his best to keep war at bay, keep war away from the populace, but nothing could stop war. He could stop the war between the Five Nations of the Empire, but it was never going to be enough. And when war started, they had to pick a side. Germany was an ally that they had. Of course, their whole military uniform is based off of it. In fact, Germany actually got inspiration and took the same uniform ideas. So when some ally forces came in and saw Izuku's military soldiers, they shot them thinking they were Germans, and were promptly arrested by the Titan Corps. They were brought forth as they saw the 9 Titan shifters, and Izuku in the middle of them, sitting on his throne. Izuku asked them what do they want, and why did they kill his soldiers. The British and French soldiers said that they killed Germans. Izuku said that no, they killed his soldiers. And now he sees why Germany is doing this, because the Allies harmed them more than they thought. The Allies tried their best, but Izuku said he would supply Germany with more reinforcements. That was until a whole ordeal where Izuku found out about what Hitler was doing. Izuku then made an alliance with the Allies, as he wanted to free them. He gave information that his spies knew about, and said he's readying an all-out military force to take on Germany, but was not planning on going yet, as he needed a reason, as the population was still on Germany's side. So when they heard about a nuclear bomb, they let Germany finish it. Zu asked them to let the Germans finish the bomb. He needed a reason. The reason being of a new weapon. So, guess what Germany did for so many years of safety that Izuku's people brought to them? Hitler bombed the five-nation empire. Believe it or not, it was on Christmas. All nations of the world saw this as a declaration of war of the Titans. Izuku gave a speech that a friend harms us. Are we truly still friends? The population decided to agree to declare war on Germany, and they did. Izuku sent Allied forces, sent the Titan Corps Aerial Titan, sent a legion of Aerial Titans to aid in what Hitler was doing to Britain. Izuku freed the British and French soldier, but informed them what happened to France. Izuku helped make a rebellion, but soon fall. But the rebellion did not want to give up who was helping, as Germany still thought that the five-nation empire was their ally, an ally they harmed. Izuku then, sorry about that, guys. Izuku got word of what happened in Pearl Harbor until this and sent some more aerial titans to help. Sure, these titans were not much. They were not good, as they were basically copies of the original Beast Titan, Jaw Titan, Colossal Titan, and all the other titans. All of the Titan Corp titans are copies of Titan shifters. But Izuku needed this. He needed to help the people that could not help themselves. So, Izuku made sure to help every last person that was in need. During this time, but if you guys are questioning on how did Germany use a nuke, well, it was not a nuke, it was just a really bad bomb. They just bombarded the cities, but testing some bombs out. So, yeah, let's continue on with this. Izuku was growing older, as his time for resurrection is coming. The allies are worried as this could be bad, as the allied forces asked if they could buy out some of the nations and countries that were in the nations out, so Izuku's empire would not fall, but will be under a new name. Izuku said he wouldn't sell his countries. His people are not possessions, but people. They should never be bought out. They respected his wishes. Izuku made sure that he could save everyone. The end of the war was coming. As Doomsday came, Izuku's Titan Corp and Titan shippers were one of many to come. Izuku had created versions of the cart, a mixture of the jaw cart and armored Titan. He based them off of dinosaurs, of course. Using this, they were able, basically just base them off of rhinos. So yeah. Actually, I know how good for rhino strength, jaw strength is, but still. So yeah, Izuku made sure that all the Titans were ready. Actually, no. What he used was the crocodilian Titans, which he led himself. During a few days before Doomsday, Izuku coughed out some blood, notifying his end is near. Izuku said that he does not care. He must do this. Izuku told the monarchy of England to make sure his nation is safe before his next resurrection, as he feels time is coming soon where this curse will be lifted. They nodded, saying that they'll watch over his country, but will not rule it. It will not be part of Britain. And that happened. Izuku smiled as he then walked to was in his founding armor Titan, as he gave a smile, then created the beast form. Izuku now has all the powers of all Titans ready to go. Sure, it's gonna be a while. Doomsday was ahead. Izuku made sure that everything will be okay. Did his calculations, did all the checks to make sure. And it was ready. Izuku had his armies march as the BB Land Titan marched to the aid as the BB Aerial Titan flew, all sporting Panzer tank armor, which is what is basically the same as what Pika was wearing, what Pika's Titan was wearing in the anime. So continuing on, Izuku made sure everything would be okay for his armies. When the ships landed, his Titan shippers got their form as they rammed in the as well as the armored court Titans were ready. Izuku's Titan shifters fought hard and bravely, as there was no anti-Titan weaponry, as Titans were never going to war. Like, they made sure of it. Izuku smiles, knowing that his people would be proud of him. He'd be one of the great leaders that led a victory to end World War II. And Doomsday was a success. But you see, Izuku can remote operate his Titans as well. So, when Hitler was about to pull the trigger, he was knocked out. As Izuku and 10 soldiers pointed their guns around as they were checking every direction. Izuku says the coast is clear as they marched out with Hitler in tow. Hitler was brought and judged for his crimes. He was given life in prison. But, you see, he was not tried in a normal country, not Britain, not America. He was tried in the Five Nation Empire. Izuku said that what he did was a heinous and unright crime. He won't get a death sentence, but he will be paraded around the towns as the people throw what they want at him. Hitler was tortured. More serious, but no one paid attention to this, saying that it was justified. But also they didn't really want to fight a nation with Titans. So yeah. Anyways, now we're back to the present day. A teacher was giving the presentation out, talking about the World War II and the events of it. As she said that a mystical beast known as the Titans came out of hiding to fight to help. The kids didn't believe it until a certain green-haired child raised his hand as he remarked, saying the Titans were never in hiding. They were just waiting for the right moment to fight. The daycare worker asked him, what does he mean? It says here in the history books that Titans were in hiding. Izuku then just says that, well, your history books are wrong, as he literally has a picture of it, of the nations that surpassed World War II, the winning nations. It's interesting how this could have that, as a lot of those were never found after the 22nd century. Izuku pulls out a picture of all the nation leaders being side by side. He also pulled out a picture of Titans helping out during when the bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. You see, there were no planes to use during the bombings in this version, but the aerial Titans. Izuku then just remarks saying that he literally he had a meeting with the Empire, the Emperor of Japan, saying that he made sure their alliance is good and steady for a future, in case a future world war happened. As him and America are being preparing to make sure it doesn't happen. Izuku, the 5-nation empire and America are working side by side as close allies to make sure another world war never breaks out. That is the end for today's story. I always like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.